Tonight's headlines: Enrile questions Maharlika Fund. No need to panic on recent COVID-19 uptick, says DOH. DOTr eyes creation of designated bus lanes. Sellers of smuggled onions may face charges. Amihan and localized thunderstorms to bring rains. Philippine trade deficit narrower in October. And Philippine stocks index ended sideways. Good evening. Today is Tuesday, December 13, 2022. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel, and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Juan Ponce Enrile has said the proposed Maharlika Investment Fund, which already has at least 200 authors in the House of Representatives, should be studied thoroughly. Enrile said that it would be good to further study the MIF as long as it is a long-term investment, and it needs safeguards so the fund will not be misused like in previous projects, referring to House Bill 6608, which seeks to maximize investable funds of state-run financial institutions via investments and ultimately high public funds. Under the bill, the MIF will be sourced from the investable funds of the State-Run Land Bank of the Philippines, Development Bank of the Philippines, and the dividends and profits of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. House Appropriations Panel Senior Vice Chairperson Stella Kimbo, one of the authors of the bill, also repeatedly assured the public that the MIF should be given a chance since it will allow government financial institutions to raise huge amounts of funds at an unprecedented level necessary to achieve progress. Department of Health Officer in charge Maria Rosario Vergere said Tuesday that there is no need to panic about a slight increase in COVID-19 infections in the past week as long as hospital utilization in the country remains manageable. Vergere said that the COVID-19 cases nationwide are 6% higher compared to the previous week, averaging 1,181 new cases per day. In the National Capital Region, meanwhile, she said cases are 15% higher than last week with an average of 460 cases per day. Despite this, she said that the hospital admissions in all regions have low-risk classification. Currently, the DOH is only monitoring the Bangsamoro region, which has a moderate risk intensive care unit utilization because of its lower number of ICU beds. The Department of Transportation is eyeing the creation of designated bus lanes similar to the EDSA carousel in major thoroughfares in Cebu, Davao, Cagayan de Oro, and Metro Manila, such as the Commonwealth Avenue. Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista made the remark at a Commission on Appointments hearing when Senator Risa Ontiveros asked why EDSA is the only thoroughfare that has a dedicated bus lane. Ontiveros expressed delight on Bautista's statement, saying the government can adopt and apply the best models in Jakarta, Indonesia, which already designated 388 kilometers of roads as bus lanes. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Mga impormasyong direktang makukuha mula sa sources at diretsahang usapan. Yan ang atid namin sa inyo sa programang Straight Talk. Samahan nyo kami sa makabuluhang talakayan live tuwing Martes alas 10 ng umaga sa official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune at Tribune Now on YouTube. Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
In other news, the Department of Agriculture on Tuesday warned those selling smuggled onions online or in markets that they may face charges for doing so. DA Deputy Spokesperson Rex Estoperes explained that they did not issue a permit to import white onions, thus those who were found selling this agricultural product will have their permits automatically canceled. To recall, the DA said on Monday that the smuggled onions intercepted by authorities were not fit for consumption after they were found with traces of bacteria. Estopera said the first batch of onions confiscated by authorities were about 100,000 kilos, which will all be burned or buried to be turned into compost. He then reminded those who will buy these onions that the government will not be held accountable for what will happen to them if they consume these onions. State Weather Bureau Pagasa announced that the northeast monsoon or Amihan and localized thunderstorms will bring rains across the country. Cloudy skies with rain may be experienced over the provinces of Batanes, Cagayan, including Babuyan Islands, and Apayao due to the Amihan. Likewise, the weather system may cast partly cloudy to cloudy skies with light rain over the Ilocos region, the rest of Cordillera, and the rest of Cagayan Valley. Meanwhile, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms may prevail in Metro Manila and the rest of the country due to localized thunderstorms. Moderate to strong winds and moderate to rough waters are forecast in Luzon, while light to moderate winds and slight to moderate coastal waters are expected over the rest of the country. In business, the Philippine Statistics Authority disclosed that the Philippines continued to record a trade deficit in October, albeit narrower month-on-month and year-on-year. The balance of trade in goods, the difference between the value of exports and imports, posted a $3.306 billion deficit in October to reflect a 13.5% annual decrease. This compares with the $4.843 billion deficit in September and the $3.822 billion deficit in October 2021. A trade deficit indicates that the country imported more than it shipped out goods during a period, while a surplus indicates that the country exported more than it brought in goods from other countries. Exports grew by 20.0% to $7.695 billion from $6.412 billion the same month last year. Receipts were also higher than the $7.163 billion in September. And foreign selling resulted in another flat close for the local bourse's main index on Tuesday, but the peso depreciated against the US dollar. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index ended in the red after slipping by 0.04% or 2.82 points to 6,582.38 at the closing bell. The broader all shares followed with a decline of 0.16% or 5.34 points to 3,431.65. Half of the sectoral indices also slipped during the day, namely mining and oil at 1.31%, holding firms at 0.89%, and industrial at 0.18%. Volume was thin at 705.24 million shares, amounting to 5.42 billion pesos. Decliners led advancers at 113 to 68, while 43 shares were unchanged. Meanwhile, the local currency ended the day at 55.9, weaker than its 55.65 close against the US dollar on Monday. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch us again tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
We would like to thank the following: Araneta, Pag-ibig, SM Supermall, Veteran, Divina Law Offices, ICTSI, Xlog, Globe, Kia, PLDT, Cherry, Tanawan, Prime Homes, RLC, Pure Gold, Meralco, and SM Retail.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community Katribu to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tarsito are available on our community Viber.
All right! Listen, baby. You don't got about me, you never got about them. You got a new rule, I like that. I'm only one born desire. Let me stand next to your fire. Let me stand next to your fire. Let me stand next to your fire, baby. Let me stand next to your fire. Let me stand next to your fire. Oh yeah. Said, you know, babe. Said, your mom ain't know any of my time. Spot with me and you won't be burned. I'm only one that you desire. Let me stand next to your fire. Let me stand next to your fire. Oh, baby. Let me stand next to your fire. Yeah. Let me stand next to your fire. Let me stand next to your fire. Oh, baby. Don't forget, this man is gone. One Pablo Dream. All right, here's one. Try to give me your money, said save it, babe. Save it.